Have you ever bought something you didn't plan to? A candle, a bottle of water, a skin cream, just because it looked good? Maybe the box opened with a soft magnetic click, or the colors just made it feel expensive. That moment of decision wasn't random. That was branding psychology doing its job. Behind every viral unboxing video or wildly successful DTC launch is a series of psychological tactics crafted to influence behavior. And no, you don't need to be a billion-dollar brand to use them. Whether you're a small creator, a startup founder, or just trying to grow a loyal audience, these tools can give you an edge. In this video, we're going deep into the subconscious triggers that drive consumer behavior and showing you exactly how to use them to create a brand that people don't just buy from, they remember. Let's get one thing clear. Great branding isn't about making noise. It's about making meaning. People remember how your brand makes them feel, and most of that happens subconsciously. Think of the last time you chose one product over another with the same functionality. Why? It wasn't logic, it was emotion, trust, maybe even status. All of that can be engineered. Today, we'll break down 7 powerful brand psychology principles using real-world examples from Apple, Glossios, Nike, Ritual, and more. You'll learn how to design unforgettable packaging, structure pricing that feels irresistible, and tell stories that create deep emotional loyalty. And most importantly, you'll learn how to apply it to your own business, step by step. Priming is one of the most invisible forces in branding, but also one of the most powerful. When a person sees your product, visits your website, or watches your content for the first time, their brain makes snap associations based on what they see. A clean layout feels trustworthy. A dark palette with sharp edges feels premium or maybe edgy. Apple does this masterfully. The soft matte finish, the satisfying click of the box, the clean white space, all of it primes you to feel like what's inside is valuable. You haven't even touched the phone, but you already believe it's worth the price. Luxury hotels and high-end restaurants do this too. From ambient lighting and curated music to the scent of fresh flowers or leather in the lobby, they set the tone before service begins. These aren't just random touches, they're calculated signals to your subconscious. The beauty is, priming doesn't need to be expensive. A well-structured landing page, consistent typography, and emotionally resonant imagery can achieve the same effect online. For product brands, think about the unboxing moment. For personal brands, think about your Instagram grid. Every visual, color, or texture you put in front of people is a cue. What are you priming them to feel? Pricing isn't about math. It's about perception. Anchoring is a classic strategy that influences how expensive or affordable something seems based on what it's compared to. That's why luxury stores display outrageously priced items at the front. Not to sell them, but to make the rest of the products feel more affordable. A famous example is the Economist subscription tiers. $59 for digital only, $125 for print only, and $125 for both. Nearly everyone chooses the third option because the second makes it feel like a steal. Anchoring is used across every level of business. Restaurants show a $120 bottle of wine just to make the $60 one look reasonable. SaaS platforms offer a pro plan with features most won't use to make the middle tier plan feel like the sweet spot. As a creator or business owner, you can implement this in your pricing structure, offer page, and even your free-to-paid journey. For example, offering a high-ticket consultation alongside your core product makes the latter seem more accessible. When launching a digital product, offer 3 tiers: a basic plan to anchor, a bestseller tier, and a premium or VIP option. It's not manipulation, it's structure. Humans compare by nature. So if you don't provide the comparison, your audience will make up their own and possibly walk away. There's a reason people panic buy during Black Friday or rush to get tickets to limited shows. Scarcity and urgency trigger the fear of missing out. Brands like Supreme and Nike use this constantly. Their drops are timed, quantities are limited, and the experience feels exclusive. Amazon uses real-time stock counts and countdown timers. Even Airbnb shows, "This home is usually booked. to nudge you into faster decisions. The reason it works is simple. When we feel like something might disappear, we stop overthinking. Our brain prioritizes speed. Scarcity creates pressure, urgency creates momentum, but here's the catch. It has to be real. Fake scarcity erodes trust. Ethical urgency builds it. You can create urgency by offering limited spots for coaching, limited inventory for physical products, or even time-limited access to digital bonuses. One effective strategy is launching new products with a 72-hour early access window for subscribers only. It rewards your loyal audience and amplifies conversions. Just remember, urgency works best when the offer is real, the benefit is clear, and the value is undeniable. Humans don't buy products. They buy stories. More specifically, they buy better versions of themselves. When someone buys from Patagonia, they're not just buying a jacket, they're expressing care for the planet. When someone chooses Liquid Death, they're not just buying water, they're buying into rebellion, edge, and individuality. Your product becomes a symbol, a tool your customer uses to say something about who they are or who they want to be. This is identity branding. Storytelling gives your product that identity, but not just any story. A story that aligns with your audience's internal beliefs, struggles, and aspirations. When you share the why behind your brand, when you invite people into a mission, a transformation, or a cause, they're more than customers. Think of Red Bull. They don't market ingredients or caffeine content. They market adrenaline, risk, adventure. Every event they sponsor, every athlete they work with adds to that narrative. And that narrative becomes identity. Their customers drink Red Bull to feel like part of that tribe. The same is true with Apple. Their storytelling is about simplicity, creativity, and challenging the norm. When you buy an iPhone, you're not just buying a phone. You're buying the story of being innovative, design forward, intentional. So how do you build your story? Start with these 3 questions. Who are you for? Be clear about who your audience is and what matters to them. What do you stand for? Your values aren't just nice words. They should guide how you make decisions, create content, and build trust. What change are you helping to create? Whether it's making life easier, more stylish, more meaningful, or more fun, make sure your customer sees themselves in that journey. And most importantly, live your story. Don't just post it once and forget it. Let it shape your visuals, your voice, your offers, your community. Every caption, every design, every video should echo your deeper narrative. That's how people don't just buy from you once. They come back, tell their friends, and wear your brand like a badge. Because when your story becomes their story, your brand becomes unforgettable. Reciprocity is a social instinct. When someone gives us something we didn't expect, we feel compelled to give back. That's why the unboxing experience matters more than people realize. When a customer receives something beautifully presented in a soft touch box, a personalized note, an unexpected freebie, they feel cared for. They're more likely to post it, review it, and buy again. Brands like Ritual, Glossier, and even small businesses on TikTok use this. One example, Ritual includes a welcome message printed inside the box and a branded pill holder that feels more like a keepsake than a vitamin container. The result? Shareability and emotional connection. This is where your brand becomes a moment, not just a transaction. You're building memory, anticipation, and even storytelling. E-commerce studies show that brands with intentional unboxing experiences have repeat customer rates 2 times higher than those with plain packaging. You can apply this in simple ways. Use better packaging materials, create thank you videos linked by QR code, or offer a surprise inside the box. It makes customers feel special, and when people feel like they've received more than expected, they share, they return, and they remember you. Colors don't just attract attention, they guide emotion. Red creates urgency and appetite. Blue signals trust and calm. Green feels natural and sustainable. Yellow is playful and optimistic. Brands who understand this design their entire presence around how they want people to feel. Color is not just aesthetic, it's strategic. Think of McDonald's versus Starbucks. McDonald's uses red and yellow for appetite and speed, perfect for fast food. Starbucks uses green and black to signal relaxation, nature, and a slightly more premium feel. It's the difference between grab and go and stay and recharge. This isn't accidental, it's how they want their customers to feel the moment they walk in. There's also cultural nuance. In Western countries, white often symbolizes purity, but in some Eastern cultures, it represents mourning. Global brands adjust accordingly. Luxury brands gravitate toward black, gold, silver, and muted earth tones for a reason. They signal sophistication, rarity, and control. In contrast, wellness brands often use soft greens, pinks, and beige tones to feel safe, nurturing, and human. Now let's talk about fonts, the visual language of your voice. Serif fonts with little tails feel intellectual, formal, and trustworthy. Think newspapers or traditional institutions. Sans serif fonts, clean and modern, feel bold, digital first, and easy to read on screens. Script fonts feel elegant, feminine, or creative, but used excessively, they can hurt readability. Even font weight matters. Bold fonts feel assertive, light fonts feel delicate. Rounded fonts are friendly, monospaced fonts are tech-forward. The combination of color and font creates instant emotional positioning. A pastel script font on a blush background feels like a skincare brand. A bold, uppercase sans serif in white on black feels like a tech or fashion brand. These subconscious cues set expectations before a word is read or a product is used. What should you do with this? Build a visual identity system. Choose 2 to 3 brand colors, 1 to 2 font families, and stick to them across all platforms: YouTube, website, Instagram, email headers, packaging. Use tools like Canva, Notion, or Figma to build a quick brand board. Document your hex codes, font pairings, and use cases. The goal is visual consistency with emotional clarity, because the more people recognize your visual system, the more they trust you. And the more they trust you, the more likely they are to buy. The human brain is wired for recognition. The more we see something, the more we trust it. That's why consistency in your visuals, voice, and experience matters so much. If your Instagram, product packaging, and emails all feel like they come from different companies, your audience feels confused. But when everything feels cohesive, when your fonts, tone, colors, and personality match across every platform, your brand becomes instantly recognizable. Look at brands like Notion or Nike. They repeat themselves with precision. That repetition creates clarity, and clarity builds trust. For your brand, build a visual system and use it everywhere. Create a Notion doc or brand guideline PDF that lists your hex colors, fonts, tone of voice, logo use, and layout structure. Use templates. Create reusable design components. Don't get bored of repeating your message. Get obsessed with it. Every time someone sees your content and feels the same message, the same values, the same energy, you're deepening their trust in your brand. Inconsistent branding feels chaotic. Consistency feels safe. And safety is what people buy into, especially in a noisy market. Let's recap and get practical. You can start applying everything you've learned with these 3 actions. Prime perception by elevating your first impression, whether it's your packaging, website, or social profile. Audit your visuals. Ask yourself, what do people feel when they see this? Use ethical urgency and scarcity to drive conversions. Limited drops, time-based offers, real inventory. Create natural pressure without feeling scammy. Create emotional resonance through storytelling. Build your brand around identity, not just product features. Think, who does my customer become by choosing me? These 3 tools alone can shift your entire brand presence. Apply them intentionally and watch how your audience responds. If this video made you rethink how branding really works, don't let it stop here. This is just the surface of what we're building on this channel. Every week, I break down the psychology, strategy, and design choices behind unforgettable brands, so if you're serious about making your brand mean something, hit subscribe. And drop a comment below. What's one brand you admire purely because of how it feels? Let's start a conversation. We're working on a huge giveaway for the community. No spoilers yet, but trust me, you'll want to be here when it drops. Thanks for watching, and remember, people don't buy products, they buy meaning.